Hey FG fam, let me talk to you. Yeah, JC here today from Fitness Gamers, and today I present to you all some excellent news relating to AEW Fight Forever's Stadium Stampede game mode and its release date, which could come this weekend, right before or during the All-In pay-per-view live and direct from Wembley Stadium in London. One of the biggest wrestling shows of all time. So first and foremost, I want to give thanks to Eric Mutter of WrestlingInc.com for an excellent article that I will link in the description of this video, where are some great details that will show you all why they believe, and we have a great reason why, Stadium Stampede will release this weekend. So some great takeaway from this article that it just caught my eye, and I'm like, okay, this is why we got to do a video on this today, is that a Pro Wrestling Insider reported recently that the Stadium Stampede game mode will be added into AEW Fight Forever this weekend, correlating to the All-In pay-per-view, which is an absolute huge deal. If you do not know what correlating means, it means it relates to. So the pay-per-view is coming this weekend, so is this DLC, this grand DLC that could save this game potentially. I know, we're going to talk more later on in this video. I know we want more superstars, wrestlers added to the roster. I am aware of that. We want more things in the creation suite. I am aware, but baby steps is what we take. And Stadium Stampede is a step in the right direction to reviving this game right now. The game is stale right now. Once you played it, once you do everything in it, there really isn't much else to do. The online is not the best either, but the Stadium Stampede Battle Royale game mode could definitely take the game to new heights. Now, I also want to make a note. Why is this a thing, right? Why did this Pro Wrestling Insider state this? If you do not know this, there is a Stadium Stampede match. A Stadium Stampede, right? Stadium Stampede is a marquee match at All In, which is an absolute huge deal if you ask me, which this match is containing, right? It's going to have the Blackpool Combat Club. It's going to have, Claudio. It's going to have Mox, Wheeler Yuta, against the Lucha Brothers, Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, and the Best Friends. And there's 3 unidentified opponents. This is a huge deal right here. Once this match takes place, it's a game changer, right? No, not really. I mean, it's the first time it's going to be in an actual huge stadium with a live crowd. It's a stadium, not an arena. It's a stadium, right? The first one in 2020 was in an empty stadium. But this time, it's going to be jam-packed with 60,000 plus screaming to the heavens in amazement. So I do think that this makes sense to when the game mode will release. It just hypes up the wrestling weekend. This is Christmas for wrestling fans. Whenever it's a huge pay-per-view, right? We have WrestleMania week, then we have AEW All-In week. It's a huge deal. And not to mention the next week we have All Out live from Chicago, Illinois. So it's a lot of things that we could take in. I do think, all right, this is just a whole assumption, we are going to get some DLCs to release also. Maybe we get Keith Lee and the Bunny finally. Maybe we get Hookhausen finally. There's a chance we could get these DLCs between this week and next week. But if there is something that is for sure that I would, get a top dollar on, I'm not talking about the wrestler in WWE. Put a top dollar that AEW's Fight Forever Stadium Stampede game mode will be added into the game this weekend. It makes sense because they could constantly promote the game and also promote the new game mode and maybe open new eyes for everybody. Now, there are some factors that we do not know that have not been stated yet. I don't know if it's going to be online only or offline as well. I do think it'll be smart for them to add an offline game mode because it allows you to have more fun, because maybe the online one will be too competitive and you don't really enjoy it. I don't enjoy myself when it's super competitive. I want to face the CPU and have some fun and do things that I can't do in online play. At least against the CPU, I can manipulate things. So hopefully they do give us, both options. I think it will be smart to give us both options. Now I'm just wishful thinking here, but if they could add a Stadium Stampede game mode, can't they just add it into a way where it could be a singles match and we just wreck chaos, or like a 4-way match, a 3-way match, or even a tag team match? That'd be pretty cool if you ask me. Just, fight around a whole stadium. No game has ever done that. Well, SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain. You were able to fight around an arena and go to Times Square. But in modern games, they haven't been really able to do that. So that'll be super exciting. Jump off of one seat to the other, like a section to another section. It's amazing the amount of things that you could do if they allow this to happen. Now, I don't want to sidetrack. When it comes to the DLCs, we might be able to see some DLCs. Maybe we do get Keith Lee and the Bunny, even though these, were purchased. They're not up for purchase yet. They are. You did get them if you got the Elite Edition. You got the Season Pass. I do think they will announce that a little more before anything. I do think it'll be announced. Before you go forward with it, right? Before they were to drop the DLC, I feel like they would let us know. Now for Stadium Stampede, it's a little different. Why is it different? Well, because we've been anticipating this for a while. And the fact that All In is like a huge wrestling event, to me, it's similar to a WrestleMania type of event. Well, then, it speaks for itself. It makes sense. I had no idea, right? I had missed this out entirely. I had no idea that Stadium Stampede was going to be a marquee match. When I say marquee match, I mean like I had no idea it was going to be a big time match in the pay-per-view. I found out now. Even though Tony Khan just came out recently also stating that there's going to be some changes to the card that he's not too happy about. I mean, it is what it is at that point. But I had no idea it was a marquee match. So the fact that after doing research and finding out that it is one of the main matches of this pay-per-view, it makes perfect sense that the DLC could definitely release during this time. So that's what I would say. Get ready, hold on to your seats, because it's going to be an exciting week of wrestling, an exciting weekend of wrestling with tons of great news on the way. And thankfully for that Pro Wrestling Insider. There was no name given of who that Pro Wrestling Insider was, but the facts line up, right? The facts line up that we could potentially see the release of this exciting game mode, this game-changing game mode, this weekend. It could be Saturday, it could be Sunday morning, it could be Friday. I do think we could see it Friday. I mean, wishful thinking. I'm like, you know what? I want to see this DLC added Friday. But that's all I have. In terms of the superstars being added, the wrestlers being added, I know some of you don't like it when I call them superstars. In terms of them being added, it hasn't happened just yet. There is no announce on it. I think they would announce something like that, but I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine if we don't get the new wrestlers yet, right? The DLCs. I'm fine with that. If we get Stadium Stampede this weekend, I am perfectly fine with that. I'm grateful for it. It's, like I said earlier, a step in the correct direction, in the right direction, and it's a sign for new days, brighter days ahead for the AEW Fight Forever video game, which they have been speaking highly of recently, despite many of us, or, I don't want to speak for myself, I do enjoy the game still, despite for most of the crowd not enjoying it recently because they said it's gotten too repetitive. They say sales are doing good, and it did good for the time being. So overall, brighter days are ahead. AEW Fight Forever Stadium Stampede should be releasing this weekend. Very well, if it wasn't for the report of a Pro Wrestling Insider, then I wouldn't have said anything. It would have been speculation. I did speculate this, and a couple weeks ago I did a video talking about a possible release date, and I've been saying it's going to happen during the All In week, or the All In pay-per-view weekend. Whether it's during the week or the weekend, doesn't matter. I've been saying it was going to happen during this time, and the icing on the cake, or the cherry on top, is the fact that Stadium Stampede is a marquee match. That's it. That's what I need for my confirmation to be like, all right, you know what? My estimation, my hypothesis is pretty much spot on. So that's all I have for you all here today pertaining to AEW Fight Forever. Who knows if we do more videos on the way today. Maybe not today, but I do want to do a video talking about the top 10 WWE pay-per-view theme songs of all time. There's a poll that you could vote in the community section of this channel. Please let me know there below. Let me know if that's a video you're interested in. Like, yeah, hey, I want to know, top 10. Just put top 10 if you're, you want to get a video of that. And I could definitely get to working on that. I want to get some nice visuals. Have a little nice idea of how I'm going to do the video. Don't want to really rush it, so I do want to make sure that there's a decent crowd out there that's interested for that video before I do all the hard work. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember that God is good, God is real, miracles do happen. I'm a living proof of these miracles. If it wasn't for him above, I would not be here today. Thankfully, I'm here today thanks to him. Remember that Hulk Hogan saying of say your prayers and eat your vitamins, brothers and sisters, and John Cena's mantra of never give up, and great successes will come your way. I promise you that. Keep the faith. I've been saying keep the faith since day one. And look at what's happening. Brighter days are ahead. Stadium Stampede, we're just a couple days away if it is the case. And it's game changer, because then we finally have a new game mode to play. So super excited. Can't say it enough. From my part of the world, as I always say in most of my videos, good morning, good afternoon, good night, and goodbye. Thank you, or good evening too. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to brush your teeth, wash your hands, and clean your ass. JC from Fittest Gamers. And this is the part where I say I'm logging out. God bless you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate your support so much. Please cue the static.